What loophole did you exploit for years before someone found out? When I was a kid there was a payphone down the street that if you put your quarter in made a call, but no one answered it would give you back 2 quarters. Went there all the time and called home when I knew no one was there to answer. My friend and I would go around to the payphones at the mall and do the trick where you repeatedly press the lever that hangs up the receiver and out popped a handful of quarters. My friends would just hit it until it released all the coins. You can do this with humans too. Okay, Morito. Worked out how to get the jackpot every time on a Connect 4 fruit machine in a pub I used to drink in. It would cost about £5 to £10 before you'd get into the bonus round. Then when you did, you'd play a Connect 4 game against the machine. You place the first counter, and then after the machine places the next counter, you mirror the machine's move. Every game ends in a draw, and you win the jackpot, which was £50. The pub landlord removed the machine after around 3 months, as it was regularly empty. Basically paid for my drinking and more for 3 months. Those machines normally operate on profit share with the machine owners, so it makes sense it was removed. Back in 1999, 2000 there was this web advertising company called All Advantage. You could install their ad banner on your computer and it would occupy like the bottom 15% of your screen and show you ads, and AA would pay you for the time you were exposed to the ads. Of course they had basic measures in place like stopping your accumulated time if your screensaver came on or your computer went to sleep. But all it took was a simple program that would keep your mouse slowly moving while you're actually away in real life, and the AA clock would keep on ticking. Not sure if keeping it running at all times I was away in real life ended up being cost effective in regards to cost of electricity, but I was a teenager living with my parents so I didn't care about that. I think I pulled maybe $500 or so before the company went under. Fun fact. All Advantage used zip codes to check if you were an American citizen. They asked your name and zip code to have an account, and they were amazed, because their most popular neighborhood was an incredibly affluent Californian area. Basically, people from outside the US would make an account, and use the only zip code they knew. Beverly Hills 90210. From the TV show of the same name. As a Canadian I have most certainly used 90210 for some sign up or another, and I never even watched the show LOL. I still do this, on the rare chance that some US pages still don't realize they have audiences outside North America. Local casino issued a $20 free play coupon in the newspaper with no expiration date. I talked to the newspaper delivery guy and asked him about that copy, and he told me he's got hundreds of them in the van as they were a few days old now. I got all of them, clipped out the coupons and proceeded to make $19.50 every day after work for around 500 or so days. Not quite years, but pretty damn close. The casino never printed a coupon without expiration. One per customer rules ever since. Explain the 50 cents to someone who has never been to a casino. It was a free play coupon, so I guess you had to play at least one game. Hand in the coupon and get $20 credit on a slot machine. Spin the reels once, then cash out the remaining $19.50 as your winnings. He likely put his $20 free play into a 50-cent slot machine. Played one spin and cashed out. Most times came out ahead $19.50. I say most times, because there were likely times where his first spin hit, and he may have cashed out more than $19.50. Not OP. I'm guessing you use a coupon $4.20 in chips. Go to one slot machine for 50 cents. Lose. Then go cash in your remaining chips for cash. I used to live in an apartment across the road from a casino, whilst at university. They released an app where if you check in you get points that go towards free food and drinks. Because I was close enough to the casino I could just check in without going to the casino itself. Every Saturday I used to get a free burger, fries and drink and watch sport in the sports bar. They eventually scrapped the app. It was awesome considering I was a broke uni student. I had a somewhat similar one. I worked in a renovated office building that had casino on first floor. Every month they would send me a promo pack that included $5.20 free plays. So periodically I'd go to lunch, put the $20 down on roulette red, black, And if I won, take the $20 and leave. Went on for around a year before they stopped sending me coupons. Good work, indeed. This was a while back and I totally forgot to add there was always 4 free buffets included as well. 1 week. So on a random day each week after work I'd grab a very nice buffet for dinner as well. Was quite a racket while it lasted. Circa late 80s. You could make a long distance collect call from a payphone and charge it to a private number. The operator would call the other number to confirm. We'd ask the operator to call the number of another payphone nearby and have a friend authorize the call. Free long distance for almost a year. In the 1970s my dorm had one payphone. My parents wanted me to call them once a week. I would make a person-to-person call to Toby Desard, who was our cat. My mother would tell the operator he could not come to the phone. She would then call the payphone. You have a collect call from dad. Thamovisavakamepic Moop. It's Bob Wahadababa, it's a boy. I still think about that commercial. When my dad was in college, he would call collect and ask for himself and my grandmother would tell the operator the truth, that he wasn't there. This was how he let them know he had made it safely back to school until one day the operator said, "Ma'am, it's okay." He made it and ended the call. Arby's used to have a take a survey on the back of the receipt and get a free roast beef sandwich. But when I got the free one, I got a receipt then too. I bought one sandwich, got literally dozens for free over the course of a year or so. I managed a BK in high school and they had a similar free sandwich with survey on receipt. That wasn't a loophole. It was intentional. Most people who would come in feeling smart for their free sandwich would grab a drink or other item. You'd be shocked how much restaurants make on soda. The margins are circa 500%. Which is funny considering most places sell it for so little. To put perspective into how cheap soda is, for men who don't know enough to say most restaurants, the cup costs more than the soda inside it. The reason people are trained to believe that circa $2 is a justifiable price for a soda fountain drink is because that's what a similar sized drink would cost, bottled, in a store. It's kinda a brilliant move by the restaurant industry. People forget that fountains use dense syrup that is shipped in bulk on the cheap and carbonated using a local water hookup, avoiding the expensive and horribly inefficient system of shipping large stores of liquid product around. People scoff at the idea of spending $60 $100 on a home carbonation setup, but a single bottle of syrup will save you more than that much in comparison by the time it's empty. At my current apartment complex, they just changed the laundry machines, so you need to use this super shooty slow app. I found out if you press start on the app and start on the machine and then back out of the app while it's chatting with the machine will start, but won't charge any money. Been washing and drying for free for a few months. App name is similar to Small GS or Small Payments. My complex has one washer that if you stick your pay card into it just right, it won't charge, but still turns on. High five to the We Got Our Laundry Free Club. Reminds me of a Bug Crackles app used to have about 6 years ago. When an ad started, you could turn your screen on and off and poof, ad gone. Gave me truly free, ad-free TV and movies for over a year. The thing we clocked in on when I worked at Kmart would round to the closest quarter hour. So by clocking in 8 minutes early and clocking out 8 minutes after my shift, I got paid for 30 minutes rather than for the 16 minutes. By exploiting this, I was paid 2.5 hours of overtime a week. Cumulatively, during my time there, this added up to about 6.5 weeks of extra pay. I wasn't ever caught, though. So you're the reason Kmart closed and we don't have Rosie O'Donnell commercials anymore? Thank you. You're welcome. I work in a law firm that bills out at quarter hours, but our policy is to round up once we hit 7 minutes on a particular task. Sensible policy in practice, but it means, theoretically, I could bill 51 hours in a single day if I could complete 205 discrete tasks that each take exactly 7 minutes and do them back to back to back for 24 hours straight. Ridiculous of course, but these are the kind of dreams that get a lawyer ahead in this world. I, too, figure out the specific numbers of things I'll never do. I very much appreciate this comment. I used to work at Kohl's and did the exact same thing. I was never caught either, pretty sure several other people at the store did the same. Good times. Though there was a scam with the clocking on system which did get 2 guys fired. Basically, they were both casual staff and usually worked different days, but what each of them would do is when clocking on and off, they'd put both of their employee numbers into the clocking on machine, meaning they'd get paid for multiple shifts each week that they didn't work. This went on for several months, and it was only discovered when a new department manager joined and questioned why these 2 guys got so many hours compared to everyone else. It soon emerged that they'd been playing the system, and both were immediately fired. Was living near and attending our local university. While working full-time in an economy in the midst of a recession, I barely had enough money to pay the bills, let alone eat. Where I live is very well known for its tourist industry and casinos, so I had quite a few friends who worked in it and would tell me about these massive employee luncheon cafeterias. At that time there were no ID cards or lanyards to be scanned or checked. All you needed was to find it and be dressed appropriately to the employer's dress code. After my friend and I did a dry run on one of those trips, in order for me to find it without getting lost I would go it alone. For almost 3 years I had lunch, dinner for free, learning the peak service times and the dead zones. Even got along with some of the cafeteria workers and custodial crews. Junior version of Catch Me If You Can.